Welcome back to the Marketing Ninja Podcast with Manuel Suarez, CEO of Attention-Grabbing Media and author of #1 bestseller, Marketing Magic.
And what do? We complain about like,
oh my God, my videos are not taking off. I'm shadow banned. Oh my God, Instagram and Facebook don't care about me. They're out to get me.
Guys, we have an opportunity to spread our message for free. How do you actually become omnipresent in the social media world? Omnipresent meaning everywhere. I don't know if you understand how many billions of people are actively using social media platforms. You have a planet that has somewhere around 8 billion people, right? But 75% or 80% of them are actively on social media platforms. Now, where are they exactly? Are your customers in there? Your prospects, your potential customers, are there in the platforms every single day? Well, let's look at it. Facebook has 32.9% of those 3 billion people. But not only that, Instagram has 15.9% of those people. TikTok has 11% of those people. YouTube has 24.9% of the entirety of those people using the platform. So you can see very, very clearly here that Facebook is the one that has the most people, followed by YouTube #2, followed by Instagram #3. As you can tell over here from just this pie chart over here that I made for you, it is a pretty massive audience out there. All you gotta do is put yourself in front of them, because if you get their attention, you'll be able to produce more business. Now, specifically, this one over here, this next pie chart is about the demographics for each of these platforms. Instagram, the entirety of the audience, the younger demographic is the one that dominates the game. And you can see it right here. Let's zoom in on this one. 35% of the entire Instagram audience is 18 to 24-year-olds. 25 to 34-year-olds are 30%, and that has been growing every single day. This, by the way, this number over here used to be somewhere around 80%. And just in a few years, that number went down to 35%, just like that. Now we'll look at this. Even the 55 and over community is on Facebook and Instagram consistently. On Instagram, 5% of the entire audience is using the platform at the age of 55 and over. 10% of it is 45 to 54. These demographics are growing every single day. This is going to be different in the next couple of years, but right now you can see that's a platform that has penetrated across ages. 20% is 35 to 44 years old. 35 to 44 years old. Now let's take a look over here at TikTok. Also, a demographic that is changing very, very rapidly. This is actually the fastest growing platform. 18 to 24-year-olds are 40% of it right now. This used to be 90% just 2 years ago. That number was 90%, and today is 40%. What does that mean? Balance and massive growth across other demographics. 35% of the audience is now 25 to 34-year-olds. So if you have customers or clients in that age range, you have an enormous amount of hundreds of millions of people here that you can reach in that particular level. 15% of them are in the 35 to 44. That's amazing. That's a demographic where I fit in. I'm 43 years old today. 15% is actually 35 to 44-year-old and on that platform. Even the 45 to 54 community right now is 7%, and 3% for the 55 and over community. That by itself is amazing. This was 0% just a couple of years ago. Facebook, I know companies that I've been able to market to. There's a company that I worked with for quite a while, that they actually sell the Medicare gap insurance, which if you don't know what that is insurance that could be sold only to people that are 65 and over. And they spent millions of dollars a month on advertising on Facebook only. And they have built a massive, massive business just from that. And why is that possible? Because look at this. 10% of the entire audience of Facebook, which is 2 billion people, which is an enormous amount of humans, is actually 55 and over. It is a massive, massive audience. 20% is 18 to 24. The younger demographic is still using the platform. 20% of them is hundreds of millions of people using the platform every day. 35 to 44%, the great majority of the platform is right here. And 25% is 25 to 34 years old in the platform. So you can see that potentially your audience is going to be there. Let's look at one more over here. This one is on YouTube. YouTube is an extremely important platform because it is a communication, education platform that allows you to capture attention from people looking to solve problems that your business, your products and services sell. This is something that I'm a very, very big advocate of. It's a big, varying demographic. You have all these people that are like the gamers, the ones that watch the cartoons, the ones that watch all that stuff, 18, 24-year-olds, 30%. Of course, all these people on YouTube is a little bit different because YouTube, if you go to a house, they usually share logins. One person logs in and everybody uses that YouTube account. So even the 2-year-old watching Bluey, for example, will maybe go into this one over here, even though he's not watching. The main user of that account is not watching that, so it's not fully accurate, right? How many kids are there out there that, trust me, my kids are one of those. My younger 4-year-old girl, she's definitely one of those. She's not in this category over here, but hey, she's the one that watches YouTube, right? So we got a lot of that going on YouTube, which is very different than Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, because Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and Snapchat and all these other platforms are individual accounts. You don't share your logins with anybody. So these numbers are not really that accurate compared to social media platforms. But still, you can see the wide, broad range of demographics on the platform YouTube, right? So you can see that right there. The dominating one shows to be 30%. The second one shows to be the 25 to 34-year-olds. And the third largest one shows to be the 35 to 44. That is still accurate, but the numbers are skewed because of what I just shared with you in regards to how accounts are shared. Twitter, you got all kinds of people in here, and these are people that are engaged with the platform consistently. 30% of them, which is the dominating audience, is the 25 and 34-year-old. 25% is the 18 to 24. That's interesting, is it not? 20% of them is the 35 and 40 to 44-year-olds. But they have everybody here also, even the 55 and over community and the 45 and 54 communities there also actively on the platform. So my point being, you got to be everywhere, because when you're not, you're going to miss out on opportunities. A lot of the people that are on Facebook, I know many of them. For example, the 35 to 44-year-olds on Facebook, they don't go anywhere else. They're not jumping from Facebook to Instagram to Twitter to TikTok. They open up Facebook. Their social media time is spent there. So what happens if you decide, no, I'm just going to be on Twitter. I'm just going to do TikTok content. I'm going to focus on one platform. These people that could buy your products and services that you can help them with your company, they're never going to see you. If they don't know you, they won't buy from you. It's as simple as that. They won't connect with you. You're not going to be in their mind. So the thing you got to understand in regards to these platforms is that they have their unique audience. And even though they have an account, they might not jump into the other one. They might stay there and only live on that one. Not only that, they might only live on Facebook Reels. They might only live on Instagram Stories. They might not even watch anything else, no matter if they have an account or not. So that's something that you got to understand. Now, this is what you want to do here. I call it the primary content strategy. You want to focus on creating content for YouTube. This over here is YouTube content. So having your content on YouTube is the first and primary piece of strategy that you need to execute on. The most important part of the whole thing. Because when you do this, you can now take some of that content, like this one right here, this video. You're gonna take one piece of that video in which I gave some particular powerhouse truth, and you're gonna take that out and you're gonna create content for the rest of the social media world. And this is the omnipresent universe of your content, of your personal brand, or even your corporate business brand that doesn't have a face. This is how you win the game of attention. There are basically 4 ways to create content. There's video, there's images, there is written, and there is audio. And what do? We complain about like,
oh my God, my videos are not taking off. I'm shadow banned. Oh my God, Instagram and Facebook don't care about me. They're out to get me.
Guys, we have an opportunity to spread our message for free. If you're slacking off, you're gonna miss out on the opportunity to plant your flag in this digital world like we did ourselves along the way. You take the clips and you make them. And then, for example, if you look at Dr. Eric Berg's podcast, it's called the Dr. Berg Ketogenic Diet and Intermittent Fasting Podcast. It is one of the most popular podcasts on the planet. It has 200 million downloads. And let me tell you a shocker. He has never made a podcast in his life. He's never made a podcast. Now, how do you explain that this guy did not make a podcast, but he actually created one of the most successful podcasts on the planet? Well, because we take the primary content video, we extract the audio, and we created a podcast. And we got 200 million downloads for free. And then we do the long form videos that we create on the primary content. These ones over here, you take the entire video that you launch on YouTube with the thumbnail and with the captions and with the title and everything that you did with that video, that also belongs on Facebook, and it also belongs on YouTube, and it also belongs on LinkedIn. The same exact video can be posted on all these platforms, and you get a chance to capture the attention of people that otherwise would not pay attention to you.
Hey, thanks for listening. If you enjoyed the podcast, go ahead, leave us a review and subscribe to tune in for future episodes. And if you're looking for a team that'll go above and beyond for you and your brand, go to talktoaninja.com today.